about heavy equipment. Talking about electrical safety and all the things. Talking about fire safety. And remember, safety first.
Safety Dave here today, and we're going to be talking about hard hats. Yes, these hard things that we wear on our head, why do we wear them? What are they for, and how much damage can they really take? What makes them work? What's this thing on the inside, and what does it do, and how does it keep us safe? All the good things you need to know about hard hats. So as you can see here, this is our crash pad today. This is where we'll be doing our demonstration, but we're going to need some volunteers from Mr. Cantaloupe, Mrs. Cantaloupe, and their cousin, Mr. Watermelon. But we're going to need tools to get this done. What kind of tools? Safety Dave tools. Battle axe all the way to Thor's famous Mjolnir. So let's get started with the heavy hammer weighing 50 pounds. So we see here that no damage is visible. Next up is the medieval battle axe. So as you can see, the extent of the damage was to this little tiny cut in the hard hat. Barely even phased it and definitely didn't go through. Next up is the brick. So we can see the brick did do some damage, this little scuffle here, but otherwise undamaged. Next up is the machete, the sharpest thing I own other than my wit. Once again, as you can see, there's some scratch marks on here, but otherwise undamaged. Next up is the mighty Mjolnir. Now let's show you what would happen to your head if you didn't have a hard hat on. Oh! So keep that hard hat on so you don't end up a delicious snack. Now let's see how that hard hat actually saves your head and life. So as you can see, the hard hat did its job and kept this melon whole. Now let's try the same thing with a watermelon. Oh, just a hair off the top, but otherwise undamaged watermelon. Next up, we got the crossbow. So remember guys, anytime you do your own home safety experiment, to always wear PPE and protect all that vital stuff. So here comes the crossbow shot right in the center. Oh, and that's not a happy face. So let's take a look and see if it held up. We got a small little dent here where the arrow stuck in, but as you can see, didn't even make it through the inside, meaning the hard hat did hold up. So next up, we got the good old longbow. So we're gonna pull an arrow back and see what it does. Oh, and it's right on the brim, which would have caused severe damage to your forehead if it went through. Let's take a look and see if the hard hat held up. Our face is still intact. We see the arrow is clearly stuck in the hard hat. Let's see what we got on the back here. And just so you know, this definitely did not take 10 tries to get that shot. So we look here and we see just the smallest hole, meaning the arrow never made it through. So now we're going to take a look at the hard hat suspension and tell you why it's important that it stays intact and undamaged and always in your hard hat. We're going to use Mr. Watermelon to make an example here. So as you can see, the hard hat slammed down on the head with such force that it caused a fatal impact. So another tip of the day, when doing your own safety experiments in the heat of summer, make sure to stay well hydrated with some water. If you're gonna eat a snack that's high in water content to help you stay hydrated, like Mr. Melon here. So here's another impact without the hard hat liner, and oh, look at the damage there. That's gonna hurt. Let's take a look at the melon. We can see Mr. Melon's definitely got a splitting headache. Oh. So as we've learned today, hard hats can take a beating and keep on coming back. Do you see this hard hat here? We have the arrow impact. We have the crossbow damage. We have all the blunt force, the truck driving over it. And the hard hat withstood it all. So if you don't want to end up like Mr. Cantaloupe and Watermelon, make sure you keep that hard hat on, guys, and stay protected.